Hey my friends, new day and I'm making a new video for you. Today I would like to talk about a couple more tips and things that you can keep in mind when you start out with the game Heroes and Empires. Basically this is part 3 of our beginner guide series where we'll be talking about things that you can do in the game to make things more easily for yourself. They are things that I get asked quite a lot of times, especially in the Discord, but also in the comments on YouTube. And I think it would be better to just make a video about it so we can talk about it all together and pretty much sum up most of the most important things that you can keep in mind to advance in the game. So, not sure if you have noticed, but I turned off the music in the background. A couple of people suggested me to just turn it off, since that way it would be easier to understand me. So I just decided to turn it off completely. If you miss it, I'll just turn it on next video, just to make sure to tell me if you liked it or not. So let's start with the first advice. You can have 5 accounts per person. Basically, this is one of my accounts. It's my main account, Crypto to Go, and that's the account where I'm advancing, where I'm at chapter 9 right now, and where I keep playing. I do all the dailies, I do the weeklies, and I progress in a decent speed. I pretty much, this is the account where I play the way I would like to play, just in terms of fun. This is my fun account. And then I have 2 more accounts where I have where I'm just playing with a decent-ish team, where I just do the daily quests and the weekly quests, and that's all there is to do on that on these accounts. So I have 3 accounts in total, and you can have 5 accounts at max per person. That's the highest amount of accounts you can play. That's the amount that is allowed per user. So 5 accounts per person, not more. And that's where it stops. So next tip is you can pretty much get 30 to 50 hero tokens every single day without any effort at all. Like, it's very, very simple. Just do daily quests and arena, maybe dungeons, and you will pretty much get 30 to 50 hero tokens without any effort. It's very simple, very easy to do. I set myself a timer today, and it took me like 7 minutes for 2 accounts. So you take about 3 to 4 minutes per account. Very fast, very quick, easy way to get hero tokens and therefore money. Just watch the previous video where I talk about all the ways of earning hero tokens. I have pretty much explained all the ways there. Third tip, you can save arena tickets. You don't have to spend all tickets that you will be getting. You can have as much as you want in the top here. I currently have 25 saved up. You could buy more with hero tokens, but you don't have to. Basically, you get 2 free tickets every single day that you have to use. Otherwise, if you don't use these free tickets, they will be gone. And you need to win 3 games every single day in order to do the dailies, which means you get 2 free that you have to use, and you get 3 more from the daily quest, and you have to win just 3. So if you play 3 arena matches and you win all 3, then you will effectively have saved up 2 more tickets that will add to your counter every single day. And let's say you get very unlucky on a day where you don't win 3 in a row and maybe lose 3 matches in a row, but you only have 5 tickets, then you would only be able to win 2 more. And therefore you can't finish the daily quest on that day. So I recommend you to save up some tickets, and when you finish your quest and next day you're a bit unlucky and you can't finish the quest, then you will still have some tickets left in here that you can use. Keep in mind though, the arena system may be changed any day. It may be possible that in the future you will get win rewards based on your rank. Right now you get 3 hero tokens no matter what rank you are, no matter how high you are, from the win. If you are rank 1 and you win one, you get 3 tokens. If you're rank 1000, you get 3 tokens. If you're rank 4000, like me, you get 3 tokens as well. Not more, not less. Unless you're below an 800 MMR, then you get 0, no matter if you win or lose. But it may be possible that just like with games like Axie Infinity, you may get 2 tokens if you're above 800 MMR, and then maybe more once you reach 900, then 1000, 1200, and so forth. So keep that in mind. So make sure to save up like 5 tickets. That should be a nice amount to secure the daily quest and to finish the daily quest every single day. So that's it for the third tip. Fourth tip is you can get an elixir from the daily quest. Basically, the last reward in this is an elixir. It'll appear here and you can get it. And then if you have it, you can use it in the dungeon. Basically, if your whole team is dead, you can press that button and press on the elixir, and then you will be able to revive your whole team, and they'll be revived with full health and full mana. I'll show you soon when I switch to my other 2 accounts where I'll be doing a dungeon run. I just started it and I thought it would be a nice opportunity to show you. So next, tips. I have 3 more prepared for you. I'll be showing you in the other screen. Wait a minute, I'll just open them here and there. So let's start. You can. I just did the first battle, and now I get to choose the runes. And I decided to share this moment with you. On the left is my mech team that I've been showing you in the past, and on the right there's the beast team that I've been showing you in the past as well. Both teams I made a video about, and both teams have their strengths. The beast team on the right is stronger, but the mech team on the left is more durable, and it's a lot cheaper than the beast team. So let's start with the runes. You get a selection of 3 runes. They are random, so you always get random stuff. From normal battles you get rare runes, and sometimes you get an epic one. From the harder ones you get epic ones, and sometimes legendary. And from the boss tier you get legendary. So let's start with this. We can choose one now based on our units. So we could choose the ranger one, where we get 10% damage. It'll only be good for our Tommy. We could get the option where frontline heroes get higher defense rating, so we get more defense. That's a good rune that you can choose in the beginning. Or mana recovery rate, that's also pretty good. Or we could choose the time speeding up in the beginning for the first 6 seconds, where it's 40% up. So this rune is better mid-game or late-game, where you already have accumulated enough strength, so you can make use of it. This rune is good in the beginning and the mid-game, since you will get more mana, and mana is always very good to use your abilities more. For this case it would be like the clock crank, and this rune is only good if you have lots of assassins and or rangers, so we shouldn't use this one right now. Ideally you want runes that give you healing in the beginning, since those will be most effective in the beginning of the game, since you can't really heal your team once they're already dead, so you should make sure to pick them up in the beginning. We don't have any on the left screen, so we will take the increase here. We could also choose these. They are both not great, but both are okay, so I'll just go with this. And on the right side I could have the time speed up for my units, same as on the left screen, or I can raise my attack rating by 3% for every single win, so that's only 12% after 4 wins. That's okay, but 12% more attack rating isn't amazing. but we have a healing rune, and I want to get that one since now we can get 15% of lost HP every single battle, so that's pretty nice. I do want to get that one. Healing runes on the beginning are the best choice. So now I will be doing the hard battles. You will always have 2 to 3 elixirs at the very least if you do the dungeons, since you will only be able to do the dungeon thing every 2 or 3 days, since the dungeon has a timer and will be reset in that time. So now we will battle. Doesn't really matter if we win or lose, we just try to pick the harder battles first, since at the beginning it doesn't really matter if you choose the easy ones or the hard ones, but the rewards will be different. So hopefully we won't lose anything. On the right side we will regenerate, the left side if we lose something that will be a lot harder. So we will have a harder time later on the left side, since our clock rank is already low on our health. Both sides won, so we can easily pick up the runes. I chose the hard battle since we get the epic runes now. So we can get less damage received, more mana, or more defense for every human. So this is one we don't choose since we don't have any humans. Even if we had like 2 humans, it would only make sense with like 3 or more heroes. 2 humans would be okay, but it's not great since some of your humans may die, so you won't get the full effect of the rune. And here we get a guaranteed 15% damage reduction. We could also choose the 32% mana recovery. These are both good runes, but we don't have a healing rune yet. We do need healing runes. We didn't get one so far, so we just have to stick to either one of these. I'll take the damage received one, since I want to survive as far as possible, even though this may be better mid and late game. But I have to stick to this first, so we get to survive to that part. So we have on this side, we got the critical strike damage. That's pretty nice and decent. Also a very good mid and late game rune. We have the one that does increase our attack rating, but we need undead heroes. We don't have any, so we won't choose that for sure. This is already out. So it's either life leech 15% or critical strike damage. I'll choose life leech because, as I said before, we want to get the healing runes first. So on the right side we already got 2 great healing runes, and on the left side we don't have any at all. So you can already see that on the left side we are performing a lot worse than we are on the right side. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. Always choose the healing runes. Pretty good example now, so we can show you the exact difference in the playstyles. But naturally we choose a healing rune once we get it. So we may lose clock rank in this fight, that will be bad. Yeah, okay, we lost him. That's very bad, but on the right side you can see we destroy the team. We get health back, we didn't lose anything since that will be recovered. So we can choose another rune here. And we can choose one here as well. So we could increase the major warlock damage. We shouldn't use that since we don't have any of these. We could increase the defense rating of humans. We don't have that either. And we got a rune for goblins. That's a good rune for us since we make use of 3 goblins. So we can just use that. It's not a great rune since we'll only get 2 for 6% dodge rate. And we need healing. So this side is still lacking healing. On the right side we can't choose that. We can't choose... Okay, we can choose either one of these. Either we increase our rating a lot, or we increase our recovery rate of mana. I choose the mana recovery rate because 32%, that's a lot of mana recovery rate that you can get. You'll be able to throw out a lot of damage once you do that. In this shop I don't get anything, that's why I won't choose it. I'm just speaking about a couple of beginner mistakes, so you should never get this one on the left, and you should never get this one on the right, because legendary gear will be available in the guild shop, and the hammer will be available from the guild rewards, so choosing either one of these is a very terrible decision. taking the 24-hour gold bonus is okay if you really want to push, but if you really play this game as an investment, then you shouldn't choose this either, since you spend a lot of hero tokens for a very tiny reward, since you will only get 24 hours worth of gold for 18 hero tokens. That's a lot to spend. The only viable option in this is the epic fragments, but at current hero prices, even that isn't quite worth it, since you have to get this, how much? I think 30 times. I think you need 60 shards, so that will be like what, 750 tokens. And let me just check at current prices. I think that's like a loss. Yeah, that's a loss. What's the first natural? I think him is the first natural, so you'll lose a lot of hero tokens if you get unlucky. Naturally, if you get a good run, if you were getting like Atharina, you will make a nice profit, but chances are slim, and you get lots of these fragments for free anyway, so you shouldn't really buy anything in this store. It just doesn't really make sense. Just go for the battle. If you have some spare HE, you can of course buy some. On my main account I do that, but on the accounts where I just want to farm some nice token, I just don't, because it really doesn't make much sense to me. I'll just swap the formation, since we lost one of our heroes. So we try to win this anyway and try to get as far as possible. Unfortunately, we lost one of our mechs, which means we can't turn into the mech anymore. On the right side we already won, and as you can see on the right side we didn't really lose anything either. So the right side is just stomping through it since they can heal, and the left side is struggling because they may deal a bit more damage, but essentially they don't really do anything much because they can't heal themselves back up. And now they're fighting with one less hero, so that makes it slower as well. Okay, we got lucky since we get an epic rune, but it's not a great rune. This is worthless to us since we only have one ranger. This is alright, but only good mid-game, and it only helps us against race counters, so it's only good if you already have a nice foundation of runes. And this works only after 15 seconds in a battle, but at least it's somewhat healing rune, so yeah, it's okay. I don't really like these where you have to wait 15 seconds, because later on in the game the enemies will deal a lot more damage and the fight may not even take that long. So we just have to take it. On the right side, we get the same rune but in the rare format, so it's a bit weaker. Then we get the rune where we get 3% more attack rating per win. And then we have a rune where we can increase the defense rating of humans. So we can either increase the mana recovery and the defense rating of our Jita. Jita is a great gem, since she will be able to heal our whole team. But essentially, it's not too great to choose a rune just for one single hero. So we either have to choose this or that. This time I'll go with the middle one, even though it's a close decision. Both aren't great, but we already have a good set of runes, so it's not that problematic. So as you can see, the teams in the hard mode are quite similar all the time. For example, in this case, these two are the same, like this guy and this guy. And here, these two are also the same on both sides. So the dungeon teams are quite repetitive. There's not too much variation. They pretty much have a pool of heroes that they choose from every single time, and those teams will appear every now and then. So just levels are different since they base off your own heroes. So your own hero's power rating is important for the heroes that you will face in the dungeon. So it's always pretty much the same experience. So let's begin and see if we can win. On the left side we are in big trouble. Our heroes are already almost down. our frontman. So let's see if we can hold on until we get the healing. Yeah, we just got the healing from the rune that we just chose. It's alright. We won with almost no casualties, so that's okay. Let's just try to get as far as possible. Now we got lucky, we got a legendary rune and 2 more. Let's just slowly walk through it. So we could easily choose more crit rating and more attack rating for our backline. That's a pretty decent rune. But we have the same rune in the legendary format. Or we could choose Fairy Tale, which basically increases the critical strike damage from all our elf heroes. Since this is not the elf team, I'm not going to choose this. But if we had an elf team, this one would be a great rune. Since in the elf team you have 5 elves and you would get 50% more crit damage for every single hero in the field. So I'm choosing this one. We still have no healing rune, other than that gives us 30% health after like 13 seconds, I think. So we are better now. So we got our first recruitment. I think you get one in the very beginning. You should never choose the recruiting in the beginning of the game, like never in the very first fight, since the heroes will also scale with the dungeon and the dungeon difficulty. So the ones in the beginning are very weak. These ones are okay, but they are still not quite strong. So you should try to hold on for as long as possible. Keep in mind you have an elixir. We have 3 on this account, even though I do all the dungeons, or at least I try. So make sure to only do this if it's your last resort. We shouldn't take one this early in the game, and there are no real options that are good for our combination right now. So don't choose yet. Choose later and only if we really need it. So on this screen I can either choose crit rating, backline damage, or dodge rate. All are pretty good runes. I'll choose dodge rate since we already have a decent amount of damage. So we always go with the hardest battles that we can choose, since those will give us epic stuff. Let's start. I think the right side won't have much trouble again. I'll just put Jita in the front. So on the left side we already have a casualty. On the right side we can heal back up. So no losses on the right side and small losses on the left side. Okay, so we finally got our first good healing rune, getting 10% health back in the beginning of the fight. So we can either get 4% more damage, or we can get 20% more defense rating for frontline heroes and 36% more mana recovery rates in the backline. Both is good. We choose the legendary one. Let me just click something on my screen. Okay, so we could choose the mysterious thing here, since you can get some nice rewards, but it's very random, so I prefer to go with the fight solution, since you will be able to accumulate a lot of great runes and very early on in the dungeon, and I always play to be able to get the full dungeon rewards. So I always take fights in the beginning, hard fights in the beginning. I recruit very late in the game if I do it at all, and later on in the game, if I am very strong, then I start choosing the mysterious rewards, but I never choose them before. Okay. We can either get the damage received minus 10%, get life leech, or backline hero damage. So these are all very good for us right now. They are all very good mid-game runes. Life leech is great, but this time I'll make it between those two. I think I take the damage received, since this will play better with our healing runes. On this side, we can get more dodge for our goblin heroes, or we can increase heroes defense. And the hard mode of the dungeon, these are alright, but they are not too great. Yeah, let's choose this one for the goblin heroes since we have so many. There's still 2 surviving, and we're going to revive the remaining ones once everyone dies. So we choose the hard mode anyway. If you follow all the strategies that I've been telling you, you should usually don't need any elixirs at all. On the left side, I got very unlucky, so we may need one after this fight, since we probably lose this, but maybe we even win this, and we won't need one, of course, but naturally we should lose at some point, since we didn't get much healing wounds in the beginning. But at some point you have to revive, and on this screen we may not have to revive at all, so sometimes I get to keep lots of those elixirs, so I can play every single dungeon in the game with no effort, and even if I get unlucky, I can just revive the team with no problem at all. So on the right side, let's choose the runes. Yeah, let's take this one. This is a great rune, since we get 24% health once we slay an enemy, so that's very, very nice rune. Scales very, very good into the late game. We have our heroes all healed up, but we can still choose the vitality blessing since none of our heroes are dead. Start this one. Let's choose what we got here. This is a great rune for the white team. We don't have any beasts, therefore we can't take it. We still have the 24% health restoration once we kill an enemy, same as the one that we got on the right side, very good one. Now we can choose the resurrection blessing, and of course we were very lucky getting the shittiest hero on our combination. This is the one I pulled yesterday from the shards, so it won't help us at all. Whatever though, let's start it anyway. We most likely will lose all of our heroes in this fight, and afterwards we'll just revive all of the heroes with the elixir that we got. So it's alright, okay? It's no big deal. We just have to make sure to take out as much as we can. Just focusing on the enemies here, making use of our abilities, and after we are done and lost the hero, we can just continue and attack that weakened team. So now they are all dead. I'll make sure to lose the elixir. Boom. Start the battle once more. Now we get to select our heroes. Let's select all of them. I'll put them in the front. Okay, that's good. And now we should easily be able to kill them all, since now we have somewhat decent runes. I'm still not too happy about the runes we got from the left side, but the right side was very lucky, and I think this is even better for the video, since now you can see what to do when you get lucky, and what to do when you're not getting lucky at all, when you get very unlucky with the runes that you'll be getting. So I think that's even better for the guide. So on the left side I can choose this rune where I get 40% after 15 seconds. Yet again, I'm telling you, this is not a great rune, since it takes you 15 seconds, and that's far too long for this game. Basically, if it was like 7 or 8 seconds, maybe I would choose it, but 15 seconds is far too long. So then we are left with one of these two. We can either up our attack rating by up to 40%, that's pretty good actually, or we can take down the damage we receive by 20%. I go with the damage received one, since we can't tell how many victories we get in a row, and we have to build that other up. So here we can either choose the life leech or the rune that we got on the left as an option. So I'll make sure to pick the life leech one, since it's just very attractive to get this much life leech with the beast team. So on the right we will choose the hard battle, and here we choose the hard battle as well. Let's make sure to start these. Now they'll start to get really difficult. On the left we may face some difficulties, but on the right I'm sure we should easily run through all of this. Should not be a big deal at all. Okay, we won once more, that's pretty good. Let me see. Oh, we got another damage received rune. I love these, they're very, very good. We could also choose the Life Leech rune, where we get Life Leech for every Beast Hero. We have 4 Beast Heroes on this team, so we get 20% more Life Leech. Or we get damage received minus 15%. Both are great options, actually. They are amazing. Usually I would always choose the Life Leech option, but now I'm choosing the damage received option because we already have a legendary Life Leech option, and if we get less damage, then we can effectively have more health, since we have Life Leech already, and we kind of run into the danger that our team gets nuked. So I choose the defense option now. Those are getting stronger with every battle, basically, since the enemy gets to nuke you. And on the left, we also get this option. We can't use it since we have no beast, so never choose any option like this where you have none of these in your team. This is the same. We don't have any human heroes, and so we can only choose this one, and that's okay, but not too great. Basically, in the hard mode, we get a bit more strength. It's okay. We got very unlucky again on the left side. On the right side, yet again, quite lucky. Let's see. Okay, now we get to either choose dodge or backline heroes, or we can raise the defense rating of all our fighters. For this time I'll choose the dodge option. We still lack a bit of damage. We pretty much lack everything on this side. On the right side I'm already quite satisfied. That's probably why we get such bad options. So we can't choose Mage or Warlock since we only have one Mage. Then we get the option to get 5% for every elf. We don't have any elves, so that's something we can't choose at all. So we can either choose the mage option or the human option. We have one mage and we have one human. So I'll choose the human option now, since it revolves about getting more mana recovery when injured, and Jita can heal our whole team with her huge healing field, so I'll choose that. Over the 10% damage increase that Bertha would get. So let's choose the hard option again on both sides. Usually when you play alone you will be much faster. For the sake of this video I'll just try to explain every single option that I'm choosing in this game. If you do it alone you'll just run through all this in a heartbeat. It just takes this long since I'm explaining everything for the sake of this beginner guide. Now we get to pick the critical strike rune. Surviving heroes get 25% of lost HP back. That's a great rune, especially in the beginning, but we're already pretty much in the mid game of the dungeon. We're already at the second floor. Or we can raise the defense rating. I'm eager to take either one of these since we already have enough healing. I'll be picking the critical strike damage since we really want to get that damage out. We won't choose the knight or warrior option since we already we don't have any knights or warriors. We could choose the backline damage, or we could increase the defense ratings. I'll be choosing the backline damage since this way we can buff Tommy. Crit rating and attack rating on our ranger is pretty nice. Tommy is a very strong option. So let's just start these two fights. Yet again, the right side is destroying the enemies, healing back up. We don't take any damage at all. That's the setup we want to have by choosing the ideal runes. And the left side is also doing fine since we got back up with the runes. It's just struggling a little bit more since we don't have 2 great runes in the beginning, but as you can see, we are catching up and it starts to get better. So now we can choose 10% attack speed and 5% crit rate, or 10% crit rate, or we do more damage by a race counter. 60% more damage from the race counter is a very strong option. 60% more damage if you get lucky is great, but you have to keep in mind it's only against the race you're countering. So if you get unlucky and you have a strong enemy and you're not countering him, then you won't really get any bonus at all. I was eager to pick it since an epic rune, but for the sake of my strategy, I won't pick it, since I don't want this to be random, right? So make sure to pick consistent runes that will not do some random stuff that may lead you to win or lead you to lose, whatever. Don't depend on luck too much. On this side, we can either choose Critical Strike or this one. This is just for humans. We only have one human, so that we shouldn't use that one. So Critical Strike or Backline Heroes. Backline Heroes is a bit stronger since this is an epic rune and we can very well use the damage. We already have crit damage. We chose crit damage before. So with this we get 15% more crit rate and more attack damage. So that's a great rune. So on the right we should be already unstoppable, and on the left we are doing okay. If you do this yourself, you'll probably be somewhere in between, since you probably won't get a run as lucky as the right side, and you probably won't get a run as unlucky as the left side. So it will probably be somewhere in between, but as you can see, even the very unlucky one, we still get an amazing result. As you can see, we easily stomp through our enemies and we don't really take that much damage. So on either side we do we get through the dungeon easily. So we can get a frontline hero bonus. We get more mana for our heroes in the beginning of the battle. I love to choose this option, especially for the elf team. If you play the elf team, always choose this option, since your Rowena, your Fagin, they'll all do a lot of damage this way very early on in the game. Imagine your Fagin and your Rowena starting with full mana. They'll just stomp and nuke through all of the enemies, but in this case we only start with Tommy, Clockcrank and the Mech, and giving just these 3 units that buff is not too great. So I'll just use the frontline hero buff, getting a bit more defense for our Clockcrank and maybe the Mech. That's already pretty good. If I get the store or the Mysterious, I'll always choose the Mysterious, since we already spoke about the store not being good at all. So on this side we can't choose the Goblin option since we have Beasts. On the left we can choose either defense rating, or we can choose the time is up speed, where we get 40% more attack speed for the first 10 seconds. We definitely want to choose this. This is a mid or late game rune. We are in the mid game. We definitely choose this. Great option for us. We have lots of strength, we have lots of recovery rate. On the right we get the chest. That's 6 pieces of rare shards. With 60 you can get a rare hero. Rare heroes sell for 50 to 300 tokens. So if you, let's say you get 100 tokens from the hero, then you will basically get an equivalent of 10 tokens with this shards. Even if you get unlucky and you get a very bad hero, 6 shards are at least valued at 5 tokens. So this is basically the game rewarding you with 5 tokens for doing nothing at all. On the left side we'll do the normal fight. So let's just get the Mech out. Spectune is a great rare champ. I got him on my main account and I sold him for 320 token. Not sure what he's valued at right now, but I could make a nice profit with him. If I had the team to sustain him, I would do so, since he's very strong and he can silence your whole team. Very nice hero. Yet again, we win easily on the left side. Let's finish this. Right side, let's take a rune. Okay, they are all not too great. We just choose this one to get more strength in the hard mode. Both sides I'm using the hard missions. Let's start once more. As you can see, we are not losing any HP on either side, right? We just we do the fight, we recover as much as we get. On the left side, you can see we have so much defense that we don't really lose much. And after the fight, we'll just recover it once again. On the right side, we do so much damage that the enemy can barely touch us, and Jita will just recover it. So on both sides, we won pretty fast. This is an amazing rune for the Goblin team. So we got lucky. 3% dodge rate for all the goblins. We have 1, 2, 3 goblins. That's 9%. We have 3 goblins. That's a pretty nice comp. If you play the Goblin team where you use 5 goblins, then that's even better. That's 15% dodge rate. But even with just 3 goblins, 9% dodge rate is very good. If you have a beast team, the rune on the right would be great as well. And for the human team, the rune on the left is good as well. So on this side, this is for the elf team, this is for the human team, and this is for everyone else. So we choose this one. We don't quite need it since we have so much heal, but either way, it's a pretty great option. Yet again, you can see that there are some duplicated heroes on the right and on the left. But that's just the game choosing from a very limited pool, basically. As you can see on the left, Clockrank has having some difficulties. But that's pretty much the only one. On the right, we stomped right through it. We don't lose any HP at all. You can see they're healing back up, full life. Just Bertha took a little bit of damage on the left. Hopefully they all survive, that would be great. Yeah, should probably survive. Yeah, they survived. That's good. And as you can see, we only ever do the hard missions where we get the most out of the rewards. We get full gold, we get full tokens, like the coins that we can use in the shop. So now we can choose Life Leech or the War Rune where we get more damage, more attack speed and crit rating. Both runes are great. Normally I would always choose this one, since at this point we should already have enough healing, but our healing is still lacking a lot, so we should choose the one in the middle. On the right side we have Human, Assassin or Ranger, and defense rating for wins. We have 3 ranges, so I'm choosing this. Defense for wins is pretty great as well. Both are great. Actually, I think I'm choosing the defense rating, since we have so much heal, and defense is pretty great if you have Life Leech, since your health will effectively be worth more. Everyone is still alive. I don't even need the Vitality Blessing or the Resurrection. Would be great if we had like a third option where we would just be getting 1 token or something. Not sure, but like something that we can get if we are doing very well in the game. As you can see, this is the boss room. Both sides work well. The right side is stomping, the left side is having a little bit of trouble. Let's see if we can do it though. If not, we still have plenty of elixirs. As long as you don't use more than 3, you should be doing good. And you should be recovering the elixirs with the rounds where you don't have to use any at all. But as you can see, the enemies are exploding around us, but we can easily win. Tommy took a lot of damage, but we make it out pretty greatly. No big deal. We can get this rune where we get surviving heroes HP back, or we can get more damage and crit rating. Both are good. This one would be more sustainable, but I'm intrigued to take this one so we get more damage, since we're really lacking damage right now. We shouldn't ever choose this one for this team, since this team is purely focusing on goblins and mechs. I made a video about it. You can just check it in case you're interested in this team. It's the same on this side. You can check the video. It's the exact team that I've shown you. since I always try to play the guides that I'm bringing out, so you can think of it as a quite reliable source. I'm not just someone who shows you some random build and never uses it himself. I always use the hero teams that I'm showing you. So we get more mage damage for Bertha, or we get to recover the lost HP, or we get defense rating for humans. So we could get this one. So we only have one human, so we could get 12% defense rating for everyone, or we can get 30% more damage for Bertha. I'll get 12% more defense for everyone. If we had a human team, 5 humans, we would be able to get 60% defense rating. That would be amazing, but we don't, so I have to choose this one. 12%, I mean, that's fine, that's okay. One second. Okay, so we finished the second floor as well. So now we can step foot into the third floor, and that's the last floor. Okay, so now we get to choose between the hard battle and the resurrection battle. Resurrection blessing. We didn't lose any hero on either side, so we just naturally choose the hard battle. I'm always choosing the battles if I can. I did a little mistake here. I should have put these to the other sides so they won't get dragged into the fight. So now I pretty much wasted 2 of our units here on the left side. That was my mistake. I should have checked that before. That was bad. Either way, we should be able to win and just continue as nothing has happened. It was just a failure on my side because I didn't put too much attention on the screen. Okay, we did it. Now we get 15% crit rating. Humans, that's uninteresting, not interesting, and beast is not really interesting as well, since this will just affect beast heroes and we only have 1 beast hero. So we take the crit rating. Then we get defense for all the legendary and epic wounds we possess. That's okay. Health and defense. It's good actually, since late game it'll be very strong and we pretty much just hit late game. This runs for elf teams only, and this is race damage. I told you I wouldn't be taking any race counter in this round, since it's just too random. So I could get a very lucky round here, and you would all be telling me in the comments you were just lucky. We are having it so much harder. So this is the point where you could start hiring heroes, but I don't recommend it, since usually you should be as far in the game as to be sustainable without getting any more heroes. I could have chosen one on the left side, but I didn't choose to do so, since I want to give you the real deal and do it all after the strategy, and the heroes are very random. You may get very good ones that fit you very well and that are very strong, and you may get one that are very chitty and very bad options, so I'm always showing you the worst possible thing in what you could do in a scenario where it's not looking too well for you. So on the right side we lost a hero, on the left side everything's looking well. We always just continue as if nothing happened. We can get more damage rating for the backline, or we can increase this. Either way, we can't choose that, since that's only good for under heroes. We don't have any. Mage is good for Bertha, just 10%, so we choose this one. On the left side we can get the defense for every rune that we possess, so we go further with the hard battles. Always choosing the hard options. So in here I'm choosing Chiro now. I could have leveled him before, but I didn't choose to do so. So we can just put him somewhere in the back line. Hopefully he survives, and then he'll give us the full beast buff. So either way, he may die, but he's good to give our team a good buff. So this way we can just finish this game very quickly. It doesn't really matter if we have 4 or 5 people. Either way, we just go through it. We just munch through our enemies. On this side, we have very high defenses, so we can win this as well. Both sides are running well. Both sides had some minor casualties. Yeah, we got very unlucky again. Same runes as before. Undead and Warlock, both is very crappy. Surviving heroes recover HP, not too great either, since we have this much life leech, but it's okay. This is for humans, this is for beasts, and this is for everyone, so we choose this one. Then we go for the hard battles once more on both sides. This is the point where you can start choosing normal battles as well, since now you are very good in the game, you have your defenses up, you have your damage up. If you don't want to risk losing any heroes, you could choose normal battles from now, but for the sake of it, I'll choose the hard battles. So we follow the strategy throughout the whole game. So in here we lost one of our heroes. We lost our Chiron, which was pretty obvious that we'll lose him soon. So we can get crit rating, we can attack speed, or we get some frontline buff. It's all pretty good. I choose the attack speed for everyone, since we'll be getting 10% crit rate, which is just 5% less, and we'll get 15% attack speed on top of that, which is pretty good for the beast team. On this side, this is not good. We could choose this one or this one. Both is a bit random. I'll choose the right one. Let's go with the normal battle. Not taking any heals at this point if we don't have to. Tusk is just running in the backline, shooting everything, having an incredible range, being able to fire around the whole battlefield. They all survive, all have almost full HP. On this side, the mech will probably die. If not, it's no problem either. Didn't really lose any HP at all. So as you can see, it evens out. If you play with this strategy, it evens out to the end of the game, because you will get lucky, you will get unlucky, and after picking like 20 different runes, you will pretty much have the same options on both sides, so it doesn't really matter that much if you are playing consistent. So we can get more mana recovery rate for all heroes, we can get more attack rate, but just 12%, or we get 12% defense rating. I always choose 12% defense over 12% attack, but the mana rate is pretty good as well. I mean, in this case we do lack a lot of damage, so we could get this one once. I'm not too sure. They are all okay, but nothing great. I'll go for it just this one time. On this side, I'm definitely going with the defense rate. But we do get 1% for every epic and or legendary rune that we possess, and increases not just our defense but also our health. Since we only pick the hardest ones, so we have the highest amount of legendary and epic runes that someone can get until this point, so we pick this one for sure. And we don't even have to build that bonus up. So let's pick the hard runes. Hard. Battle. Yet again, both sides have lost a warrior. Tommy is expendable on the left side. He deals a lot of damage, but as long as we can build the mech, the team won't die, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, that looks good. Let's check the other side. Okay, so we can get crit rate. I don't want that rune, I don't like it at all. Elf team, we can't pick that, so let's take the crit rate. And on this side, I'm taking the dodge rate. So let's pick the mysterious option, since we don't really want the slow. We get a rune on both sides. Human defense is bad, since we don't have any humans. So we can restore this one, or yeah, we got very bad options to pick. We can only select this one, and I don't like it at all. And on the right side, we can get a great rune, increasing the backline hero's attack ratings by a huge margin. So let's choose the hard option on both sides. Let's see if we can win. Right side looks amazing, left side is very slow. We may lose the clock crank on the left side. We should probably win. Let's hope that he's not surviving. Oh, okay. So you may have to use one more elixir, since now we won't be able to have the mech anymore, since we have only 3 mechs surviving. And we only get the big mech if we have 4 mechs. Let's choose this rune since we don't have any beasts. We can choose the Resurrection Blessing, and we got Clock Crank back, which was very lucky. And on the right side we can get Beast Hero. Yeah, that's a great buff. So on this side we can also get the Resurrection Blessing. We can hope that we don't get Chiron back, but we did. Okay. Never mind though. This should be the last battle on both sides. So let's see if we win. Right side looks like it's already won. So we finished the right side without using any elixir at all. That's amazing. So now I can pick this up. I think we got about 10 hero tokens from this side. From this dungeon experience. Okay, and we finished this one too. So we had to spend 1 elixir on the left side and 0 on the right side. Amazing. Now we can save up the remaining elixirs for future battles. Let's just pick up the AFK reward. And now I can finish the weekly quest. I've been slacking off a little bit recently. Take the rewards here. And let me see what else I have to do. I can do purchase here, go to the clan store. Let me get... this could be good for both. And on this side, I'll just get the sword. Dungeon store, let me get the shards. On the right side I can get, who do I want? Jita is okay. So let's go to the campaign. Let's pick my weekly rewards. Can get this here and I can get these here. On the left side I'll be getting 45 tokens, on the right side it should be 45 as well. Yep, so I got 90 tokens for my accounts. This is the first time I did the rewards on this account since they have been set up recently. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you could learn a lot from this. I tried to give it as many tips as possible. Basically, make sure to only ever have maximum of 5 accounts per person. Don't ever have any more. Otherwise, you will risk of getting all of them banned and you will permanently be expelled from playing the game ever at all. Make sure to get your 30 to 50 hero tokens a day by following the guide that I've previously launched. It'll show you all the options of getting hero tokens every single day. Make sure to save some arena tickets so you can win despite losing some games and still get the daily rewards. Make sure to get the elixir every single day from the dailies. You should do that anyway. Save the elixirs up, don't mindlessly use it, only use it if all of your members die, since it'll revive all of your teammates. Even if you just have trash heroes left over, make sure to use all of your heroes, and only if everyone is dead, you make sure to use the elixir. Then don't recruit the heroes early on in the dungeon, only mid-late game if at all. And make sure to pick healing wounds in the beginning and then damage wounds, and focus on these first. Only revive when the full team is dead. You can pretty much win every single dungeon with this strategy. Using 1 elixir is no problem at all. Using 2 elixirs is no problem at all. Using 3 is not quite sustainable, but it may happen sometimes. If you follow this guide, you should easily win 90% of the dungeon tries without using any elixirs. Sometimes you may have to use 1 or 2, but that's just when you get very unlucky, like I did on the left screen. You should be doing well. This video was a bit focused on the dungeon side, but if you watch the previous guides, you should be able to get a full view of the game. I've talked about earning hero tokens, I've talked about beginner mistakes, I've talked about things you have to keep in mind when setting up your account, I've talked about decent comms. I really think if you put your mind into it and watch the videos and do really act after these guides, then you should be able to profit quite easily from the game. But always keep in mind, only invest what you can lose. This is no financial advice. So that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. Lots of tips in here. Should be worth the watch, and I hope you leave a like or a message in the comments. And if you really struggle with the game, have some more questions, make sure to ask in the comments. I'll try to answer any comment that I can see. And if I don't know the answer, I'm sure anyone, there will be someone that can. Should be no problem at all. Anyway, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. That's it. Goodbye.